Hi, I'm Leah Griffith, and I'm here with my good friend Kristen Arnett, and we are going to talk about how to clean my makeup brushes. So I have set up a little fake kitchen here for you. We're going to pretend this is our sink.
Yes.
And that this is running water.
Okay.
And with that idea in mind, how do we wash a makeup brush?
All right. Well, it's important first to figure out which brushes have what types of products on them. So you have powder brushes that have more of like your powder blush and maybe eyeshadow brushes with just eyeshadow on them. They're a lot easier to clean than brushes that maybe have had some gel eyeliner or concealer, something of more creamy, dense consistency.
This one's really bad.
Yeah. So remember how this whole thing of like, I'm giving you grief about your makeup brushes?
Yes.
This brush is the saddest travesty. If a brush gets too dirty, it can go so far over the edge that you've actually damaged the brush permanently. That's why if you clean it on a regular basis, your brush not only functions better, but it'll last longer. So this is a powder brush that I assume you've used with some foundation, right? So it's probably a mineral foundation.
It's a little bit stickier.
Tends to be a little gunkier. If you don't wash this brush often enough, it will get so gunky and gummy. It doesn't work properly on your face anymore. It doesn't spread and diffuse the makeup.
Okay.
So you want to actually dip this brush in water. If you had,
the running water.
or if you had running water,
I'm imagining running water.
yes. So you would actually soak it pretty well. But did you notice how I only got the water up to a certain point?
Okay.
Almost to where this dark line is.
Right.
Actually, it's a great demarcation line here. And let that just soak for a little bit. Because when it's gummier like this, I'm going to just place this over here for a moment. When it's gummier like this, it's got to take the water a little bit in there. And actually, you could put a little soap on there first just to get it going.
You have to tell me what kind of soap you're using.
It's magic soap.
Okay.
No,
Where do I get my magic soap?
It's eco-friendly dishwashing detergent. Get a little bit of it in the palm of your hand, swirl it around like this, and then let it kind of marinate in that. So I'm going to let it marinate just a little bit.
I like that word. Okay.
I know, right? And now you can do this in the palm of your hand. You can obviously do it with dishwashing gloves on. If you've got a brush that's a little harder to deal with, I have a gadget.
Oh, I
Yes.
like those.
Look at this. It's like a pot holder.
Okay.
This is from Sigma Beauty.
Okay.
And you just put it on your little hand like this, and it's got all these textures
That will help clean it out.
that help get the gunk off. So for instance, with this eyeliner, sad brush, you would dip it into the water. Try not to get it right down to the metal part of the ferrule.
Okay.
Hold this one sec. I'm going to put a little bit of the dishwashing detergent.
So this
right
is called
there.
a ferrule.
Oh yes, terminology.
Right.
That should flash across the screen now.
The ferrule.
The ferrule. Not like a cat.
But it sounds like one.
It sounds like one.
Oh wow, look at all that.
Yeah, look at this.
Okay.
And do you see how I'm doing it in little swishy circles? And look at, ooh.
That's pretty bad.
Okay, so I'm actually going to give this a quick rinse in here.
Okay.
And actually, this did a really nice job. Look, when I'm going through a second pass, not so
Can't
bad.
even see it. Okay.
Can't even see it. So go ahead and rinse this off in our clean water.
And just keep it out
And
of
you
the
can,
ferrule?
you
Dip it
can
all the
do
way?
that,
Okay.
and then use your second hand to just kind of add a little grit texture. There you go.
Just kind of rub my
Yep.
fingers
And
to
now,
make sure it's all gone.
Yep.
Okay.
Squeegee it out lightly. You don't want to pull on the bristles too much.
Okay.
And now
So
lay it
squeegee.
flat. There you go.
And lay it flat.
Because if you leave your brushes drying this way, all that water and all the soap it's going to go down the ferrule, break up the glue, and all your bristles are going to start to fall out.
Okay.
So that's
Well, this is good to know.
important.
All right.
Okay, so with the other brushes, let's say you've got a bunch of these little eyeshadow brushes here. You can just wash them together at the same time, and you can do it right in your hand. You don't need to do one brush at a time if they're pretty quick and easy to clean.
Sure.
A little bit of soap,
These are just powder brushes, so it's going to be easier.
much easier, much quicker. Boom, you're done.
Okay.
Now over to the
Rinse.
cleansing station.
Cleansing station.
We're
Or
pretending there's
my
running water.
Running water. And what's the temperature of the water?
Oh, that's a really good question. So you do want it to be warm, not cold. Cold, it doesn't help break down
I really
things
can't
as
feel
well.
the temperature of the water, but I was just asking.
Yeah, and hot would, if you potentially got the hot water down, it's going to break out the glue even
Okay.
more in the ferrule. So you don't want hot.
Warm
and cold
room
is just
temperature water. Look how much whiter that is.
I know.
That was
because
almost
it's
a
clean.
round brush.
So watch how it doesn't have to be so complicated. You want to try one?
Yeah, I do.
All right, we're gonna give you this one.
Okay.
The baby one.
The baby brush. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. We can do it at
So-
the same time. Very
Be efficient.
exciting.
A little bit
Yeah.
of soap.
Nice light pressure.
Rinse off.
Rinse that bad boy out.
Squeegee.
Squeegee. With your powder brushes, you're gonna have to squeegee a little differently. You're gonna want to kind of hold it while you squeegee it instead of pulling, because you'll pull the hair out.
So you just kind of squeeze it.
Yeah, just squeeze it and walk it down, and then you lay it flat.
So I'm noticing that you formed the brush into more of a point. Is that going to dry out fluffy again?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. The brush hairs are going to expand out, which
Okay.
is why you never want to just swirl the brush and then
Let
leave it
it-
out.
okay,
You always
okay.
want to put it back in the form it's meant to be in. So this guy's been marinating a little while.
Okay.
The mineral makeup brush. So I'm going to put him back in the water and then do a little bit of the soap. And I probably shouldn't have tipped that way. See, look at
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah, I
Because
see
if
what
I
you're
had
saying.
the sink and I wasn't, I'm using too much
So don't do
imagination.
that.
Don't do that. Never tip your brush upright when it's wet and has soap on it. But so do as I say, not as I do.
So is it releasing?
It is releasing.
Would this be a
Can
good...
you see a little bit?
Yeah. Would this be a good place to try the little
Oh, you want to?
scrubber?
Would
Can I
you
try?
like
Okay.
to try the glove?
All right.
It's the Pop Star brush washing glove.
In hot pink.
Yeah, put a little more soap on there.
Okay.
Just get right in there.
So it's okay. Now, I don't want to shove my brushes down when I wash. I want to kind of go more sideways.
Well, yeah, but do like those
Okay.
little swirls. Use the different textures.
All
Look,
right.
it even tells you different sections. Wash.
Okay.
It's like when you go through the car wash and it's like wash, wax.
Rinse.
Don't wax your brushes. Oh, and that's another thing I get asked about is whether or not you should be putting conditioner on your brushes.
Oh. Do you?
No.
No. Okay.
Terrible idea. It's just
Okay.
going to leave like a weird film on them.
Does that look pretty clean?
That looks like it's pretty clean. You can also tell by the color of the foam and if there's stuff still coming out. So yeah, give it a couple good rinses in there
And then I'll rinse it. Okay.
give it more of a rinse in there. If
This
you were
one is
using
pretty
running
bad.
water, you would just kind of keep going until you saw it run clean.
I'm going to drop this
Like
right in
that.
here so we can wash it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay. Then here.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Then we'll very gently squeegee this out.
And look how clear the water is.
It is.
Oh gosh, look how happy that brush is. I can hear it. I hear it talking to me.
You
I
know
love
what?
you. I'm so
I
happy.
think this one looks a lot happier too. There's a little tiny bend, but
There
it's
is a little
better.
bit of a bend,
Okay.
but I think we recovered it. I think it's out of ICU. Now, doesn't that feel fresh and delightful?
It does, and that takes maybe a couple hours to dry, maybe overnight. Just let it sit.
I would
in
just
there.
say overnight because
Okay.
the smaller brushes are going to obviously dry quicker.
Sure.
The bigger powdered brushes definitely are overnight.
Okay.
Synthetic brushes always take longer than animal hair brushes.
Okay.
So just know
That's
that
good
if you have
to
got a
know.
synthetic brush, really squeeze it out because
Okay.
it holds water forever.
Okay. I think that's it.
That is it. Do you think that you can start doing
I
this
can
on
do
a more
this
regular basis?
Once a week, right?
I know. Make it like a Sunday thing.
Okay. We can do that.
Okay.
So if you want to know any more eco beauty tips, I think Kristen is your girl. So follow all of her social links, and we have those below. And if you guys like this type of video, if you want to have us doing these fun little tips and tricks that are outside of crafting, let us know by commenting below.